Hi everyone, Dr. Jeff here with you today. Boy, the weather's supposed to get really nice this weekend, and people are going to get back outside and start to get active again, which is really good to get out and be active. We have to watch out for when we're doing this is we're going to get too active and too quickly. One thing that develops is something called an Iliotibial Band Syndrome. What that is, it's a pain in your knee. The iliotibial band is kind of a muscle, kind of a fascia. It starts up in the hip here, radius down your leg, kind of goes into the bottom of the knee here. And with repetitive bending and flexing of the knee, you can get an irritation in that. A lot of times it's caused because your butt muscles are just a little bit too weak or not firing properly. Or you might have a bit of too much of an angle coming down from your hips to your knee, might make you more prone to it. Usually it starts off with a bit of a burning pain in the knee, progress to the point where you can actually extend your knee with it. We find this, people that like to run and they're running the same circuit all the time. Your road is graded, so your sidewalks are graded, so there's always a bit of an angle. So if you're running in a circle, you're always running facing traffic per se. You're always running with one leg shorter than the other. So one suggestion we have is when you're doing that is go out and back on the same side of the road so that you're always running halfway with one leg shorter and the other half the other leg shorter. We also find people that run on trails or soccer players that are running on grass fields, uneven ground. Every time you're running on ground, the iliotibial band is the only muscle in your body, one of the only muscles in the body that crosses two joints. So when you're running on uneven ground, it's always firing, always firing, always firing, get tighter and tighter and tighter. And I say one symptom you get is you start to get this burning on the outside of the knee that gets worse and worse and worse, to the point where you really can't extend your knee anymore. A lot of marathon runners come across this when they're doing their training, and they get to a certain point of their mileage and you just can't go any further because their knee just gets stiffer and stiffer and stiffer. And it just becomes because of an irritation causing the outside of the knee here, and it becomes very, very disabling with it. Well, when you're getting out and start to be active, one thing you have to watch out for is you haven't done anything much over the winter, especially running or cycling or things like this. So start small. Start with maybe running a couple kilometers. And then every week build it by 10%, by not more than 10%. So if you're running 2 kilometers one week, maybe go 2.2 the next week, and maybe 2.6 the next week, and just keep building it week by week by week to build up your endurance, let your body try and strengthen around it. But what happens when you get iliotibial band syndrome? Well, one thing we're going to do is we want you to stop what you're doing, of course. We need to give it a rest. So you can find alternative types of exercises for you to do to try and keep your cardio up, but we want to stop what you're doing. The other thing we can do for you here is try and get those glutes firing. So certain exercises we need to try and get your gluteal muscles start to fire, start to get some strengthening in those muscles. We can also look at rolling it. So this is a roller. You can lie on the ground. You can kind of roll your knee to get all that gunk and the swelling out of that iliotibial. It's almost like kneading bread to get that iliotibial band nice and supple again. The other thing we can look at doing is something called shockwave therapy or laser therapy. That's been found to be very effective in treating iliotibial band syndrome, and that's something we do here at the office with it. Once we do get the symptoms dissipated and get you feeling better, there's more exercise we can do to try and strengthen the area and try and rebuild the area to try and prevent this from coming back. If it's something that we find is a problem with you on a returning basis, there's something we can look at is getting you a pair of orthotics. That can help with your foot mechanics, and that can help some people with their running or their cycling. So if you want to get out and get active, remember, you be smart about it. Don't be silly and try and run 10 kilometers your first time out. Do it gently. Build up. 10% a week is a good ratio to go by. And if you're having issues, you can always come to the office and talk to us. You can email me at jgoldsworthy@goldswellness.com or talk to me on Facebook. Hope you get out and enjoy your weekend. Enjoy the weather. I'm Dr. Jeff, and I've got your back.